welcome to this edition of Buncombe Live. It's always my privilege to get to come to you and talk about what's going on in Buncombe County and specifically what the government is doing for you. And we're always working every day to do something. This time, this episode, we're answering questions that you've had about recycling and the transfer station. We're going to meet with Christy Smith from the transfer station from the landfill, and she's going to talk to me about what happens. Number one question you guys had was, where is it? If I want to use it, how do I get there? That's why I'm standing here outside. This is Shelburne Road. That right there is the entrance to the transfer station. If you go down that road, you cannot miss it on your left. We're going to show you tons of coverage, what goes on out there. You've got to stay tuned because you're going to enjoy it. And to get to here, it's very interesting. This is the old National Guard Armory off of Shelburne Road, off of Brevard Road. We'll put all these directions on our website for you to see. But, so you know why you need to go to the transfer station, sit back and relax and watch this next episode. It's really short, but I think you'll enjoy it and you'll learn a lot. Stay tuned. Well, we've come now to the transfer station. But we're around the back of the station. I'm here with Christy Smith. I'm going to confuse you here because she's the bioreactor manager. We're going to talk about what that is in another show, but she knows all about the transfer station, so that's why you're here with me today, Christy.
Okay.
We've had some questions from you at home about who can use the transfer station, where is it, what does it do, why is it here? Well, we're going to answer all those questions.
All right.
But what I want you to know first before we get started is that we are not in the front of the transfer station, so don't get confused by our location. We're around the back, and Christy's going to tell us what happens back here because this is the transfer area of the transfer station. First of all, let's just start with who can use this transfer station?
Okay, all Buncombe County residents can use this transfer station. It's open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30, and Saturday from 8 to 12:30. And you also get commercial trucks that service the city of Asheville and the county-wide residents. Those commercial trucks will come in and dump as well. But any resident that's got household bagged garbage is welcome to come. They come through our front gate, go across the scales, check in, let them know what they've got. It's $1 per bag, or it's a $12 minimum, which covers 500 pounds of material.
Said any Buncombe County citizen.
Right.
What if I live in Transylvania County?
Sorry.
I number one, don't know why you would come here.
Right.
But let's say I
ways.
wandered in and I'm from another county.
No.
No.
Our scale operators know to check driver's license.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we can tell which town they're in and let them use the transfer station.
Okay. So the transfer station is really exactly what it says. It's so you don't have to drive to the landfill.
Right.
It's a beautiful landfill. We do a great job, but it's out at the edge of the county.
Right.
So, and the garbage trucks don't have to drive there either. So they come here,
Right.
big commercial trucks come here and dump,
Right.
but it's not just for them.
Right. Yeah. Anybody at their house that has a bag of garbage and wants to throw it out, they're welcome to come here and pay the $1 a bag. And then they just get directed to the pit where they put their bag of garbage in.
Yeah.
And then that pit's got a blade that pushes all that garbage into a compactor box, which you'll see behind me when this truck pulls out. And that compactor box pushes everything into this green truck. And this green truck then heads to the landfill. So all your garbage is literally transferred from here to the landfill for final disposal. So that's why we call it a transfer station. It's moving your garbage from this convenient location in center of Asheville up to the landfill, which is a little out of the way for some people.
It is. Now it helps not only our citizens who want to, may want to drop off stuff here, and we're going to come back to recycling because that happens here too. But it also helps our commercial haulers to keep from having to pay all that fuel, and that's green too, and driving all the way out there. But somebody has to get the garbage from here to there. And we've just been standing here watching the trucks come in and out. That carries a lot of garbage, but it's constant here to the landfill, here to the landfill. And that's a county service. That's a government service.
It is. We've got all county employees that are CDL drivers that drive the 18-wheelers to and from the landfill. On a busy day like today and Monday, we'll do 18 to 20 of these trucks to the landfill every day. 18
to 20 of these to the landfill. Now that's saving the haulers from having to go that far, saving all those garbage trucks from having to go that far. But you too can take advantage of that, so you don't have to drive all the way out there. Now this is the beauty of the transfer station to me. y'all take recycling.
Right. Yeah.
So tell me what you take here.
Okay, we take all of your typical recyclables in blue bags. So all your plastic bottles, your aluminum cans, glass, paper, all that can go in a blue bag. There's a pit up there. That gets emptied about 3 times a week. And it goes over to curbside management that handles all of our recyclables. So all of those items are not thrown away. They're handled at a recycling center.
But our folks at home don't have to separate those. They can put all those together in blue bags, dump everything into that thing upstairs.
What we do ask you to separate is the cardboard. We've got a separate cardboard dumpster that you'll see up there, and you can put your cardboard in there. That gets hauled off as well once a week at least. We also have a dumpster for metal, so any metal appliances you've got, those are free of charge. All your recycling is free of charge. The only thing you pay for is your garbage. We also take car batteries.
Whoa! Recycling is free.
Yes, recycling is free.
It's free.
Yes.
It's free. Recycling is free.
Right.
I love that. I love that.
It's an incentive, you know, get people to recycle instead of throw it away.
Yeah.
It's less they got to pay. $1 per bag. If you can take half that stuff out and put it in a blue bag to recycle, you've just saved yourself money.
Yeah, and the environment, and the landfill space, and everything.
All the other good things that come with it, right?
That's right. Now, I'm going to back up a minute, too, because of the metal. And we were watching upstairs a while ago, people put metal in there. Appliances or just metal?
Appliances as well.
Appliances, too.
What we call white goods.
If you have metal and it's just a sheet of metal, you can bring it here.
Right.
If some appliances can, some can't, you can check our website to find out what you can bring before you come if you've got a big item like that.
Right. Yeah, and always call us. You know, transfer station's here to answer your questions. 250-6205. They'd be happy to let you know what they take, what they don't take. And something else we recycle here that is not at the landfill, and it's put here for the convenience factor, is sharps. We have a large 55-gallon, 2 large 55-gallon barrels, biohazard labeled dumpsters for sharps, and that's for residential folks. You know, maybe you got a diabetic person at home, maybe you got a diabetic cat, you're having to do insulin shots. You can put those in a puncture-proof container, bring those here. That's also free. You just let them know what you've got and they'll show you where to put that.
So it's a good point to point out people at home should not be putting that in their garbage.
Right. Yeah, we try to avoid that, mostly because you've been to the landfill and got that footage. You see all of the people in the county that come to the landfill get out of their vehicles to dump trash. You see all of our staff, you know, out there. And anytime you've got a needle that's sticking up, it could get somebody. So we really try to get those in puncture-proof containers and get those treated properly.
Well, now, can folks at home bring household hazardous waste to the transfer station?
No, household hazardous waste is not permitted at the transfer station. It has to go to the landfill on Fridays from 9 to 3.
And when we say household hazardous waste, we mean old paint cans, aerosol cans,
pesticides, fertilizers, a whole litany of household chemicals like Drano and Ajax, and even Rain-X is one of those that needs to be properly managed.
Okay, so those go to the landfill on a certain Friday that you can check on our website. I'll give you guys a call.
Yeah.
Okay, how about Cfl bulbs? We get calls about those all the time. Can they bring those to the transfer station?
No, we actually don't dispose of CFL light bulbs in the landfill. And as you can see, the pit is all garbage that's going to the landfill. So if it ends up in the pit, it ends up in the landfill. So our staff here knows to keep their eyes out for certain things that we don't want to go in the landfill, and CFL bulbs is one of them. Those are recyclable. We've got a program at the fire departments where people can recycle those. We've got a program on Fridays to recycle those, and the fire departments, of course, are only for Buncombe County households, of course. They're not set up to take hundreds at a time. But no, please don't bring your bulbs to the transfer station.
But you can bring your garbage. It's going to go in here. These big trucks are going to transfer it to the landfill. You can bring your recyclables for free here, and then they'll tell you what they can take as far as metal and white goods. Check the website for all that. What else happens here at the transfer station? Just transfers the garbage, takes the recyclables. How about moving boxes?
We do. We have a moving box recycling program. We've got a shed in the front there that if you've recently moved in and you've gotten all your boxes emptied out, just flatten those, bring them to us, and we just save them in a shed so there's they're not getting wet or ruined. And then if somebody moves into the county that needs boxes, they're welcome to just come and get them. And it's kind of a first come, first serve. Grab a box, bring it back if you want or not.
Yeah. So if you need boxes,
come on down.
No charge. But if you've got some, we'd love to have those back.
And if you are recently moving to the county, or you're doing a remodel, or you just had it with your old mattress, there is a few things we don't want at the transfer station, and those are the large, bulky items.
Right.
And when you see the compactor box, you'll know why. There's just not enough space in the pit, in the trucks, and in the compactor box to handle big mattresses or wood. Wood will get behind the blade, and you can cut some hydraulic hoses. So we really want to limit everybody that's bringing their garbage to just bagged garbage, like your kitchen scraps,
right,
and just general throwaway items, not those big bulky items that you tend to need to go to the landfill for.
Yeah. So this is really a convenience.
Right.
It's a green convenience for our citizens here. So please know that you as a citizen can bring your garbage here. You can bring your recyclables here. Any questions about what we talked about, it's going to be on our website. Anything else, Christy? What's going on at the landfill these days?
We got tons of stuff going on in the landfill. We've got a big project going on that's going to be complete here in the next week or two for a generator is getting delivered. We're going to be generating electricity on Progress Energy's grid. So we'll be selling electricity to Progress. We can talk about that. And we're also getting some new leachate recirculation injection lines to keep feeding that gas. So we've got a lot of great projects going on. I'd be excited to talk to you about.
Oh yeah, we'll be back. And we will. We're going to check back with Christy because that generating electricity thing, it's over here over my head, but it's so exciting. I want folks at home to know that our county is on the cutting edge of being able to do that, and it is so exciting.
It is. It's very exciting, and it won't be over your head long. It's very easy to understand, and I look forward to talking to you about it.
So see, there you go. You can get excited with me, and we'll learn about it together. So Christy, we'll be back to see you at the landfill, but you guys stay tuned.
Hello.
Don't feed the bears. A fed bear is a dead bear.
I hope you enjoyed that segment. I learned a lot, could you tell? I didn't know you could recycle for free at the transfer station. I hope you learned a lot. We gave you tons of information in a very short amount of time. So we want you to know that there's other places you can get this information. Of course, you can always watch the segment again, and you can watch it again on BCTV. We run them all month long. You can also see us on YouTube, but you can find all this information on our website. We work really hard to make sure that that website has all the information that you need 24/7. You can even get it on your mobile device. Our BuncombeCounty.org website just won some very huge national awards, and we want you to be proud of it because it's your website too. If you're a citizen of Buncombe County, our website is your website. So sit back and relax as I talk with the minds of the designers behind our website and who make it run every day. I think you'll be amazed at what it takes to make that happen. And you may learn something, who knows? So stay tuned. Like I promised, I am here with the brains behind much of what goes on in Buncombe County. Did you guys know that? Are you excited about that? Excited to be here with me today? Yes. Good. Because we're going to tell you about some really cool stuff going on in Buncombe County, because the website is integral to you, and if you've never been there, you've got to go there. It's integral to us, and it was very important to us. And a few months ago, the Buncombe County website, buncombecounty.org, you're going to get sick of hearing that before I'm done, went through a huge overhaul, and these two guys were the brains behind that overhaul and how it functions every day. Now, you're not the only ones. Huge team of people help make this happen. However, when it comes down to if there's a problem, when do you hear about it? If there's something really cool that's going to go on with it, you guys direct that, right?
Yes.
Now, who am I talking to? Can you tell we're in the hub of what goes on here? We are scrunched into this office. I must say it's not very glamorous. Isn't that the truth? Where the cool things happen, it's not very glamorous. You find that everywhere. Las Vegas, if you pull it back, it's not really very glamorous. Well, guess what? That's where you are. Who am I here with? This is our webmaster, Jeremy Twiggs. And this is our graphic designer, I don't know exactly what title to give you, but that's the one I'm going to give you today, Anthony Perone. So, we're here to talk to you about today some cool stuff. I'm going to save the really coolest stuff to the end. But what we want you to know is what goes on behind BuncombeCounty.org and how important it is for you to know what's there. So let's go back, roll back. I think we've been through maybe 3 redesigns of the website in the last, 10 years?
Yeah,
What would you say?
I guess every 3 to 5 years. I think that's the lifespan for a website in general. Every 3 to 5 years you redesign it.
Yeah. And if you turn back the clock 10 years ago, websites were, what is that? If there were out there, nobody went to them because nobody really depended on them, and it was just something, it was kind of a fun thing. Roll forward to today, how crucial is our website to what we do every day?
Well, I mean, everybody wants everything now. So if you have to call a department, well, if you have to call anything,
yeah.
you just want to be able to do it yourself. You go online and that's just expected.
This overhaul was more of bringing the top stuff to the front pages and eliminating the duplication and
And when you say
clean.
the top stuff, that for our folks watching at home is what they wanted to find.
Right. We do not want to waste citizens' times coming to a website where they got to search inside nav, inside another nav
Yeah.
to find it. So we went through the 3 years of analytics, brought the top 10 hit links or pages, and those are right in your face as soon as you visit BuncombeCounty.org. So,
Right. And guess what? Number 1 is how to
Pay your taxes online.
pay your taxes online. But if that's what they come here for, then we want
Right.
them to be able to find that first. I'm looking over your shoulder here. Career opportunities, looks like it was a hot one. GIS, which is Geographic Information Systems, right?
Yeah, right. Online mapping, basically.
Online mapping is a big one. Department of Health, of course, is a big one. Library catalog, and today with economic times as they are, libraries have been hot, and I just noticed our top story there is you can download books to your Kindle.
That's cool.
Online. Register of Deeds, which has just gone over another overhaul. We'll hit that in a few minutes. And then, of course, commissioners. I know some people like to know what's going on with those fellows too. But this is something I want y'all to talk about too. We're going to get to the really while we're here in just a minute. So stay tuned. I see coming down the middle, and this is new. Facebook, Twitter, Nixle, YouTube. That totally changed the face of how we do business with our website. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I think social network caught government by storm, probably within 2 to 3 years ago. And we were quick to jump on it, and the last design just didn't support social media at all. So to bring that through, and its popularity was to put it, right in your face, so that you're there. You can click, you can jump into Facebook, Twitter, Nixle, YouTube, Flickr, and probably several more in the next few months. So.
Yeah. Now, we had YouTube was on our site before, but it was very difficult to find.
Right.
And now it's front and center.
Yes, YouTube has changed 100%. In the past, it was just random videos that are BCTV. We put on YouTube, put the link on into a department, and that was that. But with the customization of the new site, we also customized certain, like the top 10 departments as well, and they have custom YouTube players that link to the YouTube playlist. So whenever our production team does a video, we upload it in one spot. It shoots to all these playlists online, onto our website, and the popularity of YouTube has just skyrocketed for us.
YouTube are behind the redesign, but this is what I want the folks at home to know, because this is where you should be very, very proud of your government. This is not the only thing the two of you do.
No.
Go ahead, you can laugh. It's true. It's not.
I mean, this was just another project on the list.
On a
On
long,
a huge never-ending list,
list.
forever changing.
Because there's a lot of governments, a lot of cities that contract out a web redesign, and they pay a lot of money for that redesign. We did not do that.
Right.
It was in-house.
All in-house.
All in-house.
100%.
The website we've been telling you to be proud of is now nationally award-winning. And it's the new site design that won. And I want you to tell me, first of all, what did we win? What was the award? Who presented it? What was it?
Well, the organization is called NAGWA, N-A-G-W.
Mhm.
It stands for National Association of Government Webmasters.
Right.
And it's basically just a group of people, like Anthony and I and Ben, but just web developers, webmasters.
National.
National. It's and it's specific to city and county government.
Okay.
And I believe they've opened it up to state government now.
Okay. So,
But it's, I guess you would say it's the experts in this field, government websites.
right. And so you guys submitted the web design, and then the first one, which is the biggest, this is the
Yep.
the big deal?
It's a
Okay.
big guy.
And you won that, and I noticed highest population, which means we weren't competing with tiny little towns or
Right.
little government. We were competing with the big dogs like,
Well, anybody over a population of 150,000.
yeah.
So,
So, City of Boston,
yes, the city of Boston and Boulder, Colorado, the county of Boulder, Colorado,
Right.
were the runners-up with us. So, the smaller populations had already received their awards.
right.
And Jeremy and I were sitting there watching the city of Boston, and I remember I was just kind of like sinking in my seat because I knew that I was just like, man, they've got some high-tech stuff there. But they outsourced 100% of it. So they got the designers to design it, and they've got other people to build it. So the features on there, it was a city, so they have different things
Right.
that are required, but those features were pretty impressive. And then they showed us, and then, there was the long pause, and it said Buncombe County, and then it was kind of like, wow, can't believe we beat the city of Boston.
Right, and that's why you should be very proud of that. Buncombe County beats the City of Boston. That's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing. Now, the second award that we won, I think is also pretty impressive. Explain that one.
So this one was judged by a panel of experts.
Mhm.
And then this one was basically all of our peers, the other people, members of the NAGWA Association.
Which are going to be very critical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all got to vote on the website they liked in each population group.
When you won the award, I know there was some judging criteria that they used because it was you were up against stiff competition here. So what were some of the criteria that they used to decide that you guys were the winners?
Well, there were basically 7, I believe, criteria. Each one was worth 10 points except for team size
Mhm.
was worth 30 points.
Well, now, what does that mean, team size?
Well, the number of people on your team that it took to create your website.
Yeah.
And we only have 3 people.
3.
Yeah.
And then some of the other criteria were,
Design, which is self-explanatory.
Okay.
Organization, I mean, we took it from
reorganize.
a monstrous
Yeah.
2,000 plus pages down to 1,000 plus the reorganization of the structure on the homepage.
About accessibility.
Accessibility, another category is interactivity. Things like all our online services, all the social media, the translator, and the share this. I mean, we have a lot of interactivity on our
Yeah.
site.
So we are out there, and that's why we won.
Yeah. I remember walking out, and one of the judges grabbed me and pulled me aside, and he was like, I'm just curious, how many people do you really have on your team? And I said 3, and he was just like, I can't believe that. And I was like, yeah, at times it's just one working, and the others are on other projects, and then,
Yeah.
the most we had was 3, and that was at the end. We were trying to hit our deadline, and it was like we all jumped on
Right.
and did it, but for the majority it was 1, 1, 2, and then at the end was 3 people.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of the thing that the folks at home probably don't know about the county is nobody. I don't really know anybody who's dedicated to one thing.
Right.
we all wear more than one hat, and definitely you guys, this was just a fraction of what you do, and yet it won such a huge award. That's a big factor in this, I think.
Yeah, it was that, and I guess the design and interactivity. He also mentioned, you know, I used to do government design, but I could never do stuff as creative as what's on this site. And he's like, that's what made me go into the private sector. And I was just like, yeah, you know, I was like, it's interesting, you know, because you look at other county websites and they're so structured. You know, ours is structured, but it has so much creativity that just goes with Buncombe County.
It does, and it's because we want our citizens to enjoy it. You go to a site you hate or you're ashamed of, you're not going to go back there. So you got both awards.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
That's
walking
amazing.
from getting this award back to our seats, and then they were like, well, we might as well turn around, so I had to turn around and go get it.
That is so impressive. And what I want you to know really is you strive to be the best, to do the best, but always in the back of your mind is serving the citizen. Because if it didn't serve the citizen, if it was just pretty, who cares?
Right.
And I think that just proves that you met the mark. Because if your peers say you did a good job, you've done a good job.
Feels good.
Yay! Okay, now, I know one of the big things you've done is Register of Deeds has a full Spanish translation, and I don't think there's anybody else in North Carolina, no other Register of Deeds in North Carolina, that has a Spanish translation.
Right. So Register of Deed and us got with translator and went through every single page on his site, translated it, we built it, and like you said, I don't think there's any other Register of Deeds in the state of North Carolina, at least, that has that.
Right,
So-
and that's because he has a lot of Spanish-speaking people that need that service.
You know, whenever someone gives you a project like that, you always go look for precedent. So we, you know, initially we looked at whitehouse.gov because, you know, the federal government's usually the trendsetter for things. And we looked at other places in the nation that would have a high Spanish-speaking population, and honestly, they didn't really offer much.
Yeah.
Like
so-
what Drew asked us to do really is a benchmark.
I hope you've learned something in this episode of Buncombe Live. I hope you are prouder of your county. The whole goal of this show is to show you what's going on, what you pay for when you pay your taxes, and to just give you a sense that Buncombe County employees do work every day to make things better. I think what you saw at the transfer station shows you that we really are out to make things convenient for you, to help you in your daily life. And I hope what you just learned from Jeremy and Anthony is they're a great reflection of all the employees that work here. Those two guys really care about this county just like we all do. We're residents here. Most of us are natives of here. We love the county and we work really hard. One of the things I just wanted to repeat that was something that Jeremy said to me was they're so proud of that award because when we compete, we usually compete with similar sizes. This time they were competing with people who, like the county of Boulder, the city of Boston, that is huge. They have huge teams of people that come in to design these things. I hope you heard him say there was a team of 3. Those 3 guys worked very hard and did bring a product that is significant and a great reflection of these mountains and the talent that we have here in this county that you can be proud of. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope, as always, you'll stay tuned next month and learn more about your county.